So I got a question for all y'all couples that's been together 3, 5, 10 years plus. I'm not going to ask if y'all are happy. I'm going to ask, when is the last time you and your partner did something silly, something fun? And I'm not talking about looking at a reel or watching a funny video, going out to the movies. All that stuff is just everyday stuff. I'm talking, when is the last time you and your partner just kicked it? Kicked it like y'all did when y'all first met, when y'all was laughing, keying, and all that different type of jazz. When is the last time you've had a moment like that with your partner? If that's something that you and your partner do on a regular, bet. I love that for y'all. But if you're one of those couples whose life is all centered around the kids and we don't have time for each other because we got to take care of the kids, I'm going to tell you, you are putting your relationship and your family in jeopardy. Today, I'm going to continue on the book by Esther Perel, where she's talking about relationships, where she's referring to how the closeness that we're taught is at the cost of desire that needs to exist within relationships. If you guys have watched my videos long enough, you know how firmly I believe that in a relationship, polarity has to exist. And that's coming from my personal relationships, but also in the relationships that my clients have when they come and see me for marital counseling or relationship counseling. Oftentimes, I'm faced with a couple that's, oh yeah, we take care of the kids and we don't have time for each other because life is in the way. And I have to get them back to the basics. I'm saying, hey, listen, if you want to have a good life for your family, you guys have got to prioritize each other. You have to walk into this being whole individuals for the relationship to thrive. I do what's called pebbling. And pebbling is when you're sending reels, you're sending attachments back and forth to your partner. To me, that is my way of connecting. For a lot of you all, y'all don't understand it, right? For some people, they really like talking on the phone. Some people, they really like texting, and that is their way to connect. But for me personally, reels is my way to connect with my girl. Me sending her a reel is easier for me than just saying, hey, how's your day? When I'm sending a reel, that's letting you know, hey, I'm thinking about you, and this is my way of connecting with you. And I've had situations to where my partner didn't respond or they didn't acknowledge it, and really, that made me feel really, really rejected. And for my partner, she didn't know that. To her, she's just like, oh, I didn't have time to look at your reel. But to me, that's the equivalent of ignoring a phone call. That's the equivalent of seeing a text and not responding. And I want to break this down to a small level just so we understand that communication and connection looks different for everyone. And on top of that, I'm gonna tell you that I'm also a touchy-feely person. As hard as I may look on the exterior, I'm as soft as cotton on the inside. So something that is really, really big for me is touching. When I'm driving, and my girl's being a passenger princess, it means a lot when she touches my leg or when she rubs my back. That makes me feel like a king. Additionally, little flirty stuff is important as well. And for you guys, we have to understand flirting is not always has to lead to sex. For a lot of women, that is a turnoff when they feel obligated that if they send you something a little risky, it has to turn into something else, as opposed to it just being fun and flirting and letting you know that they are thinking about you. All right, so next we got to talk about how things have evolved. I think a lot of us in relationships have gotten lazy. Again, I'm going to go back to the beginning of your relationship when you would try to be spontaneous with your partner, when you would try to do something new, and then over time you stopped. We got too comfortable. We get too complacent. And I'm going to tell you, that is a relationship killer. We don't do it on purpose, but it happens. If you think about in the old days, your parent, one of your parents or your grandparents might leave a little note on the counter. Hey, I miss you. I can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see you when I get home. That is crazy, right? But think about it. That makes them feel connected. What are you doing with your partner to help the relationship feel connected? Are you sending text messages? Are you sending little voice notes? Are you wearing, a little something to let your partner know that you're thinking about them? Have you told them how you feel like they're attractive? Have you told him how he's such a good leader? Have you told her the way she's so beautiful and you love the way she tends to the family? If that answer is no, These are little things that you can do to improve your relationship. And I always say, a lot of times in the beginning, we're very complimentary because it's new. And over time, it just becomes an expectation. But just because it's an expectation doesn't mean you have to acknowledge it. For all of you all that have a job, how does it feel when your employer says good job? How does it feel, every year when you get that raise? That feels good. And though all you're doing is doing your job, to have that acknowledged is important. So I want you to try to start implementing that into your relationship. Now, I'm going to this is the fun part for me, because this is where I'm really going to try to drive this home. Have fun with your partner. My challenge for you guys is to find something that's new or something that you haven't done in a while that you and your partner can do to connect. Now, I know a lot of you all are going to say, Marcus, I have my kids, we got this going on. Stop it. Just stop. But if that is your excuse, I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to lean in with you. Take away 30 minutes out of your day to do something to connect with your partner, to have fun. Lock the door, get the kids, give them the iPad, put on their favorite movie and say, hey, mommy and daddy's about to have some mommy and daddy time. Y'all do whatever, just don't hurt each other. I really want that to be the challenge for you couples out there. Make time, be spontaneous. And I don't know if you're going to take the lead or your partner watching this is going to take the lead, but one of you all need to swallow your pride. And instead of waiting for the other person, I want y'all to beat the other person to the fun task. All right. Now, when y'all are doing y'all's fun task, I want you to put your phones down. I don't want you to be distracted. Distractions are easy. And really think about it. I'm going to show you guys an example. As I'm making this video, I'm talking to you all, but I'm also looking at my phone. How much attention, how connected do you feel while I'm doing that? Well, I want you to think about not just with your kids, but with your partner, how they feel when y'all are trying to connect and you're just looking at your phone. That's not connection. That's just being in the same space and really being second to your partner. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. There are times where I'm watching TV or watching a movie, and me and my girl, we both may have our phones out, right? And there are times for that. But I also think it is beneficial to have intentional time to where we say, hey, phones down, let's connect. Also, I think one thing that we can do as couples is go on a walk together with no destination, no time to say, hey, baby, hey, come on, we gonna go for a walk. Cook together. Something that I love to do is prepare a meal. I'm somebody who likes to cook, and so if I can have someone on one time, I'm likely going to cook a meal, and I don't like going out. Separate story. We'll talk about that another day. Next, play something. Listen, playing a hand of tonk, playing spades with your partner, stuff you used to do when you was a jit. Like, some of that stuff you can do in your current relationship. You know what I'm saying? Next, go for a drive together. Listen, I got my box Chevy, and I do love riding by myself with the music, but I'm gonna tell you, it's nothing like riding with your baddie next to you and y'all just vibing. We forget to vibe with our partners because we're just living in this business. I want you to get out of the business mindset and get in the pleasure, the fun, the novelty mindset. So overall, y'all, listen, I get it. Life gets in the way, but I'm gonna tell you, you gotta get that out of the way and look at your partner, connect with them. Understanding that with the advent of social media, reels and Facebook, stuff like that, TikToks, that's their way to connect instead of calling and texting and all that jazz. But if you have a partner that likes for you to call or text, you also got to give them what they need. This cannot be one-sided. You got to work together. You guys have got to remember, it was exciting and it went away. And I'm here to tell you, you have to have fun in the relationship. I am someone who for a long time in a relationship was business oriented, was thinking about accomplishing goals, and that killed the relationship because there wasn't no real fun and spontaneous element to it. But when you get back to looking at your partner as a girlfriend or as a boyfriend or even like a situationship, make your relationship fun again. You'll really start to connect with that person on another level. Have an identity outside of mom, dad, husband, wife. Just be individuals coming into the relationship sometimes, because I do understand you cannot be like that all the time, but bringing that fun, if y'all have a cute little nickname for each other, bring that out. Next, Go out,